Welcome back, YouTubers, to our Night of Champions preview video with me, Mr. Parkin, fresh out of that SmackDown review with Terminator NJ. Very glad to be back here with my good pal, NJ, with the British face. Mr. Parkin, NJ here.
What's up?
Indeed. The subscriber above, like this video, comment any thoughts you have on the going into Night of Champions, also known as 9, 16, 12, down in the comment section below.
And make sure you contact us in the link in the box below.
Yes, indeed. So going into Night of Champions, I guess the first thing I would like to bring up is we still don't have a fucking clue what is happening on 9, 16, 12. But I'll tell you what, I'm looking more forward to what's going to happen with this than I am what is going to happen on the actual freaking pay-per-view.
The fact that this can finally come to an end instead of Night of Champions, which could lead up to the next pay-per-view after that, I'm looking forward to seeing what that is about, yes.
I wonder, what do you guys think is going to happen on 9, 16, 12? Put your thoughts in the comment section below, because we really don't know what's going to happen on 9, 16, 12. Has it got something, has to do something to do with Terminator NJ, I'm guessing.
I'm guessing, because again, he's plugging his channel and stuff like that, so now I'm just wondering what he's got planned.
Once again, we'll put the link in the description box below to the promo vignette that we saw on this mysterious channel that we don't know anything about, down in the description box below. So going into Night of Champions, NJ, I think first thing I want to bring up here is, before we talk about the build itself, is there really much point in WWE doing a pay-per-view based around the fact that every single championship is on the line, considering most of the time, most of the championships are on the line at every single pay-per-view anyway? It's not really a sort of standout draw factor there, in my opinion, anymore.
There's meant to be the debate that at pay-per-views you do expect the big title matches to happen, things that the months we're building up to. So the fact that instead of doing it there, thinking, if we don't put this on the line at this pay-per-view, at least we've got a pay-per-view coming up where it's going to be on the line. It kind of delays the fact that the quality of the belts for each pay-per-view. So in a way, Night of Champions, as much as it's good because you get to see all belts on the line, you're meant to also concentrate on building up the months to the pay-per-views for the titles.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, a lot of these titles right now, I mean, generally don't get booked anyway, but at least Night of Champions is a time where they will all get booked at some way on the pay-per-view, even though some of them have been kind of booked last minute. So, what are your thoughts on the build so far? Are you looking forward to this pay-per-view? Just give me your overall thoughts on the build.
There's some things related to this when we get through each match that I am personally looking forward to, because I think there's some stuff that could become bigger than what it is now. Some things I think they're just putting it on there just so the belt's on the line.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I feel. The main event is going to be a really good match after SummerSlam, and I'll go through my thoughts on the rest of the match now. The pre-show, we're going to be getting a US Championship #1 contendership battle royal, and kind of got teased on SmackDown that Brodus Clay would be winning this, didn't it?
Well, I think the reason they used Brodus Clay and Tyson Kidd, I think maybe they are teased that finally Brodus Clay is going to get into a proper feud, into a title defense. But I'm thinking it could be someone else, because it's not going to be just two people. It's going to be a collection of them. So there could be a chance someone who weren't there on SmackDown could be the winner.
I'm just wondering what baby faces could win this thing, and apart from Brodus Clay, I mean, Santino has just lost his rematch for the US Championship. Apart from Brodus Clay, what other baby faces do they have to really face Cesaro? I mean, this is probably one of the reasons why they didn't really book a storyline ahead of time, because they didn't really have any baby faces to face Cesaro that aren't currently in feuds. So I think Brodus Clay will win, and Cesaro will hopefully retain the belt after having it for... if they really give him a month title reign, it's kind of stupid. It's not really giving the guy much of a chance, even though I don't really feel they brought Cesaro in as well as they really should have, in my opinion.
That's the point, because he won his title on a pre-show match, which really wasn't shown to everyone who watches wrestling.
Unless you watch YouTube, like you guys all do, that subscribe to us, of course.
Yeah, that's the thing, because I think this may be a bit sad for Cesaro. Maybe, hopefully this match, if he retains, proves that they do have hope for him or direction for him. Because if he loses, then I guess it follows up from the pre-show match and make him lose his next title match.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't surprise me if they put that US Championship around Brodus Clay. We know Vince McMahon loves that, even though it was supposed to be a rib at the start. Divas Championship match next. Layla versus Caitlyn. Do you care about this match at all?
As much as I'm looking forward to seeing Caitlyn wrestle, not really, more Layla, but it's just, I think this match is pretty sad, and the fact that the Divas are nowhere near probably where it should have been years ago, I'm just don't care about this.
Divas division has just been terrible lately, and to be honest with you, because the thing what I get is I remember hearing an interview with Triple H saying that he's going to bring tag team wrestling back to WWE, and that was great. And then I heard that he didn't want Divas wrestling anymore, and I was kind of like, oh, that's probably maybe what's going on here. I don't know.
But let me just say this: the fact is, most of Divas' paychecks come from their photo shoots they have on WWE.com, and I'm thinking, okay, if that's the way you're going to go down, stick to that, because Diva fans, yes, you would love to see them wrestle again, like Beth Phoenix, Karma maybe, Natalia, stuff like that. If they're not going to get booked, used properly, maybe they should just get the money from photo shoots. But just a thought, because it looks like they're doing more work on WWE.com than in the ring.
Or just using them as valets, like they used to use the Toy Wilsons, the Sables, etc. So, not really looking forward to this match that much. I mean, it's Caitlyn. I like the fact they're putting in a new diva in there, but is Caitlyn really good enough to go for the championship? Not really sure. I expect Layla to retain.
And it'll be a one-off match.
Yeah, hopefully.
A new day. A new chapter. 9, 16, 12, be prepared, mortals.
The tag championship match is next. They really changed this at the last minute, didn't they? Millions of dollars! No, I mean, now it's gone from millions of dollars to anger management, isn't it? I mean, it looked like primetime players are going to get this push, and then all of a sudden, I think Vince McMahon had a sort of brainwave saying, this anger management storyline, we can prolong this storyline a little bit more while also giving the tag team division something that it needed, and that was a credible freaking tag team. Because I don't care what people say, without AW, primetime players were not anywhere near the tag team that they should have been.
Thing I want to say about this is on TV, on the match where they would determine the new number contenders, that could have been a great big win for the primetime players over Daniel Bryan and Kane. That could have been a big win for them to prove that they're ready for the third chance to go for the titles. But this match instead, I think it's, again, they basically put it in gold that even though they've got a creepy anger management guy by their side, it's still maybe a chance to get new tag champ and move the belt in a different direction, like Dan said, leading to a possible Daniel Bryan and Kane match later down the line again.
I think it'll be done very similar to the way they did Matt Morgan Crimson. They'll have them tag team for a little bit, then they'll have like them break up at some point. They'll hold the tag titles for a little bit, giving the tag team a little bit of a credible tag team while also furthering along a bigger storyline for down the line. So I honestly don't see. I mean, why would they have won that last minute number one contendership match if they weren't going to give them the belts here at Night of Champions? That would kind of make it pointless.
Very true. I think we are going to get new tag champs, but the thing is, if it is going to eventually break down for them to face each other again, I'm thinking they've been in a feud again for months now, even back to when AJ and Daniel were together and Punk and all that stuff. So this has just been going on and on. So I'm hoping it's a bit sad they're dragging it on, but we are going to get new tag champs. So I guess that is something big for the tag team division. And
at least, I guess, with Daniel Bryan and Kane as tag champs, they're going to have to write and book for them, essentially. So it could be a good thing for the tag division, as much as they're not really a proper tag team, but we'll move on from that. The Intercontinental Championship, a match which I guess I'm kind of looking forward to. Miz versus Rey versus Sin Cara versus Cody Rhodes. All four of these guys have had some kind of interaction. They've kind of combined two feuds into one IC feud now, and it should be a good match, to say the least.
The fact is, all these four, yes, you could complain about Sin Cara, but all these four can perform in the ring. So the fact they're actually making a big match, instead of a one-on-one match, it's a four-way, it's something different, it's something that we want to see in the mid-card title scene, which is a bit different than a one-on-one match. And it's going to be, I think, a pretty good match. A match that could entertain us. But for the belt-wise, I really don't see it changing, because Rey and Sin Cara tag titles possibly. Cody Rhodes getting it back. I still think they're going to somehow push it back to the main event.
Well, they've made him lose for now the last 3 or 4 months, so why would they give him the title now? I mean, it's Miz. This has got Miz written all over it, retaining, hasn't it? He has to, essentially. And you know that Rey and Sin Cara will at some point be a tag team and go off and feud going into WrestleMania and create that big WrestleMania match where they're going to have loads of masks and stuff on show.
Somewhere down the line, yes.
Randy Orton versus Dolph Ziggler. This feud has been... I guess this is another one of those feuds where they tried to put Ziggler in there with a bigger name, with him being the Money in the Bank winner. They kind of have to make him seem like a more important part of the show. This feud has been okay. My only issue with this... There's 2 issues, actually. They've had too many matches on free TV. Orton won clean, then Ziggler won clean. So we're seeing another match on the pay-per-view that we've already seen on... I've seen them both win clean now, so it's kind of pointless. But at the same time, they're trying to get Ziggler in there with a big name. But do I see Ziggler winning with Randy Orton's wellness policy being on there twice? I think there's more chance of him beating... I think there's more chance of Ziggler beating Orton than there is Jericho, if I'm honest with you.
Well, if we're talking to you here, what does that mean behind us? Oh, hell! And that was pretty sad on the go. I'm sure I really did not like that. But what I'm going to say right now is the fact, I know this is going to be... I'm going to say my prediction, and it's going to be the complete opposite. I'm putting my vote on Ziggler.
Yeah, I mean, it could go really either way. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Orton won, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if Ziggler won. So at least they're trying to put Ziggler in there with a bigger name, and that's at least something to do. Better than what they did with Daniel Bryan last year, where he was further in other storylines. At least Ziggler has his own feuds as the Money in the Bank. Could he cash it in this pay-per-view?
I still think it's a small pay-per-view, but again, it could happen at any point. Even though he hasn't teased it for a while, which I think is a bit sad. I know you can mix it with Orton now, but he should still be teasing it as frequently as you can. So I'm hoping tonight, the fact that this Ziggler match will be hopefully before the World Heavyweight, there's a chance he could tease it on Night Champions.
Do you think this could open the card then?
No, I'm still sticking with the US.
Sure thing. World Heavyweight Championship match, Sheamus versus Del Rio. I think this is the third time these guys would have faced off. I see this going one of two ways. Either they're going to have... The bro kick is banned for this match. Either they're going to have Sheamus win clean, end the feud, move on, or they're going to have Del Rio win without Sheamus using the bro kick, and then have Del Rio have a meaningless title run, only for Sheamus to get it back at Hell in a Cell. But the bro kick is banned. At least they provided us a means to believe that Del Rio could possibly win, even though we don't think Del Rio is going to win against Sheamus.
Not one single bit, because they're trying to make the bro kick being banned to make it look like Del Rio's got a chance. But on every match Sheamus has had now, he's won by that clover leaf. So why are we making him believe? Yeah, he lost a bro kick. He's got a chance of losing. No, he has not. He's been winning his matches with that stupid clover leaf. So I don't believe that Del Rio is going to win at all. Not at all.
No, and they haven't really done a great job of getting heat on Del Rio. But I mean, isn't that always the case when you're against a Breakfast Club member like Sheamus?
Yes.
But Sheamus, I think will win. I hope they have Sheamus win here and just end this feud. I think it's got to the point now where they just cannot do any more with it anymore. With Del Rio being so one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Shall I keep interrupting you?
No,
okay, I will. Do you want to talk about the main event? How about you start this?
Well, this match is a match that they've used last year and they continue it this year. So in a way, I'm a bit bad biased. I'm thinking, oh, not this again, not this again. But the fact is, like we said in many videos, many times, they've not got the main eventers to fill, let's say, Cena's spot to be another opponent for CM Punk. So that's why we get this match again. But the fact they've added Heyman in at least gives me the hope that Punk can still continue to grow and become the stronger heel that we want him to be.
A lot of talking points in this match. The first talking point for me is the sense that apparently the reason why CM Punk turned heel is because he knew he was never going to surpass Cena as the top face, and there was more opportunities as a top heel, which is why CM Punk is the top heel. And they kind of did this whole tease of him being the heel, and as soon as they made him a heel, the storyline got a little bit better. And I must admit, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Cena versus CM Punk, especially after some of those great promos that we've seen from John Cena, I will add. Especially some of those great promos we've seen from Cena. So it should be, these are essentially the two top guys in the company right now going at it at a filler pay-per-view.
Sadly, the way I see it, I'm going to tell you this many times, I've been saying it in the Raws and that, week after week, or not every week, I'm not going to say that, but it looks like Cena is, in a way, putting down Punk. Punk's been put down by many people by saying, oh, you've been wrapped up in this, you've been doing this, you've not been the great champion, blah, blah, blah. Even he's been putting him down. When he goes into a ring with Cena, his opponent, the guy he wants to somehow grow past, how is he going to grow past him if Cena is cutting all these promos, in a way knocking Punk down? That's why I'm thinking Heyman is going to give Punk the chance to grow higher and have the chance to go over Cena.
Yeah, now I will also rehash people back to this incident. Remember on that episode of Raw when CM Punk came out and pretty much buried Del Rio on the mic about him being one-dimensional? You want an example of a guy putting a guy down with CM Punk? If you hypocrites want to say all that kind of shit about Cena putting Punk down, remember that, guys. I'm just saying. Kind of stopped his push a little bit, in my opinion. But anyway, this match should be a very good match. We've seen these two put on really good matches when they have a good story behind them. Do you think they'll have anything Heyman related in this match? Or?
The fact they failed to do it on Raw, like they were meant to have a follow-up, and all the only follow-up we got was them talking at ringside, and then the backstage, I'm a Heyman guy. There was nothing really following up saying, why is he siding with Heyman? What's coming from this? So I'm really expecting the pay-per-view match, to put the titles on the line. I'm expecting Heyman to have some kind of involvement to progress this.
And this is CM Punk's first main event as WWE Champion since TLC 2011. So it's good to see him finally get a spot, even though, obviously, Cena had to be in there as well because he is the top guy for the company. But I think CM Punk really needs to validate his heel turn by winning here, although I can kind of see why WWE may want to have Cena win in his hometown. Plus, it looks like they're going to want a lot of mileage from this feud. And like we said in SummerSlam, it really just depends who they want to face Rock at Royal Rumble. If they want Cena to face Rock at Royal Rumble or CM Punk at Royal Rumble, that will kind of depend, because they're probably going to switch it around a little bit till then, because they're going to get a lot of mileage out of this feud really now.
Well, to keep the Cena and Punk feud going, especially up towards the Royal Rumble, if not further, they do need to have either the unclean finishes or Cena to capture the belt for a short period of time. Yeah. But the main focus is what happens between now and Royal Rumble will determine who's going to face The Rock and what match they want to have there.
So CM Punk to get the win here, or would you think they'll give it to Cena in his hometown?
I'm biting my lip. I know I should give a one straight answer, but it's either going to be an unclean finish with Heyman there, or sadly Cena's going to win. I don't see Punk getting the clean win.
Hopefully. I also hope that they do something big in terms of an angle going out of this pay-per-view, like giving us like a real big reason to say, let's watch Raw. I hope they do that on the pay-per-view as well. I'm sure they will with the way that this has been done. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this match. It should at least feel like a main event in some with CM Punk versus Cena in there.
But we all know the real main event is going to be what is actually going to happen on this date.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I care more about that than what is happening at the pay-per-view. So I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen on that day. I really am. It's been hyping up for, what, a month now? Video packages and stuff like that. It's like, wow, Jesus Christ. But anyway, give us your thoughts on Night of Champions and your thoughts going into the pay-per-view down in that comment section below. And I will now pass you over to NJ, who will give you a suitable Night of Champions outro, no doubt.
The real champions are sitting right here, but we'll see what WWE can offer us. And from Mr. Parkin and me, NJ, till next time, YouTubers, enjoy the pay-per-view and goodbye.